Hey everybody, One here. It's just after 4:30 in the morning here on Wednesday the 18th. Got a lot going on right now. I've been up working on some things, trying to get caught up from E3. Still need to get back in, get Spy Rise's upgrades done, go through the rest of the line. In that regard, I have some very good news. You should have seen Jade Fire Kraken's unboxing. Very cool looking character. While I appreciate the way it looked initially, and I realize that's pretty much on par with what you'd see at a festival, a parade, things of that nature, just aesthetically, me personally, I kind of like the translucent green. It's, different, it's unique, and I think it fits the character quite well. That said, he is available now at Walmart. Should be able to pick him up coast to coast at this point in time. Reason there's no lag for you people on the East Coast. The stores that he was out at early. They all should have held him back until Sunday, I think, when the register lock went away. But we are dealing with Walmart. They don't always have the greatest management. And it really comes down to management and the individual employees. But, I don't know, maybe the box didn't say, maybe there wasn't a memo, who knows. But the bottom line there is the big debacle. People would find him, try to buy him, they couldn't. Now if you find him, he's available. I got mine Monday. Again, I'm never a fan of going into Walmart, but they actually had really nice stock, and there's, I think, 12 to a case, and the people JFK, Jade Fire Kraken, see whatever floats your boat, but all 12 were on the pegs. I took 2. They're probably still 10. It's easier to get the characters this late in the game, so that's something you have working in your favor. Something I want to stress, though, I know a lot of people, obviously Series 2 Bash is probably the toughest to find. If you think, what are you doing? We've got Trap Team, Series 2 Bash, that's not even Swap Force, that's Giants. Realize that, but I know some of you don't watch the other videos, you just do this type of stuff. So, my local Walmart, which had pathetic stock, I cannot stress this enough, I mean, they literally had nothing. I don't know when they got back in the game and expanded their selection. Maybe my store is so backwards they're just now putting stuff out that should have been out in Giants. I haven't been to a other known Walmart, but the others always had really good stock on the Swap Force characters. That's where I got my second Roller Brawl before E3. But my local one, it's not a super center or anything, and so I just assumed that must have been their tiny selection. Hot Dog from Giants, that's his first ever pose. There was a peg of those. There's a peg of Series 2 Spyro. Plenty of Ninjinis. Quite a few kickoff countdowns. I think they came in roughly the same time as Jade Fire Krakens. But 2 that are somewhat hard to find. Series 2 Slam Bam, which in my opinion one of the best poses in the game, also my nephew's favorite character. He had a peg, and Series 2 Flame Slinger had a peg. Neither one of those guys, I mean, Slam Bam was easier to find back around the holidays of Giants, and then he got really scarce. I know I had a lot of people that communicate with me regularly, could not ever find him. Flame Slinger, kind of a little bit more scarce than Slam Bam. They didn't have Bash out. That's not to say they don't have a case of them. Again, I don't know if it's a freak instance where my Walmart is that pathetic and they're just now getting boxes of stuff out that they've had for a year and a half, or if it's honestly just maybe they're restocking them. So if you need those characters, check your Walmart, and you should be going there anyway for Jade Fire Kraken. That said, I've got Series 3 Cinder here, getting her some cash for her eventual upgrades in Wow Pow Showcase. So we're going to pull her, and I'm going to put JFK on the portal here. Again, you can kind of do this, and this will be his first time ever on the portal. I haven't even had time in my life to play Swap Force since E3, so this is kind of just getting back in the groove here. So that said, I hate taking up your time with that stuff, but that's pretty important information. JFK is at Walmart. 2, you can get kickoff countdown there if you've missed them elsewhere. But the big thing, if you're missing those Series 2 guys, monitor your Walmarts. And if that's not the case, if your Walmart has nothing to do with the Series 2 Slam Bam, Spyro, Flame Slinger, leave me a comment and let me know, and then I will know for a fact that my Walmart is extremely archaic, even more so than I gave them credit for. Nonetheless, I mentioned in the JFK unboxing I was going to do something special with that Slam Bam. I have it about 75% done. Probably going to make that video and reveal my other Skylander custom tomorrow night, or I guess later tonight. So that said, we spent enough time on that. But again, just wanted to give you the heads up. So here we go, introducing Jade Fire Kraken.
Burn to be wild.
I like him better on that screen as well. The logo looks really cool right there above the health meter. So he prances so strangely. I mean, I don't know. I think of like a dragon, and I like think of something menacing. And I mean, this is kind of like, you know, some happy-go-lucky music or something I should be hearing while he walks. That said, I started there so you could kind of get a feel for him. What is up with his tail? I guess that's the bottom side of it. Kind of looks white. I guess that's kind of like the white on his facial area on the figure. You know, if you look at that Jade Fire Kraken right there above the 260 for the health, I kind of think if they would have done like a green on green, just like the artwork there, I would have preferred that. As you know, I'm not a fan of gold, and I really kind of like that, you know, the contrast between the greens right there. So that's just me. I realize I didn't do that, but I kind of think that would have been cool. So that said, what does he look like jumping? Just like that. So pretty much a generic jump. Who knows? But we'll go ahead and let's just have some fun. Do the primary attack. 34 to 51. That was nice. We got the critical hit there, although that's one I do remember. Secondary attack. Got the 10 to 15 again. Very nice timing there. So again, just I haven't upgraded Fire Kraken. I was waiting to have Jade so I can finally do that. But I don't know. He just initial appeal just was not there for me. The other thing is I really liked Rattleshake box stock, which I haven't upgraded him either. That's coming soon. But it seems like I used him quite a bit when we had like the you know, bounce zones we had to access, and then of course fire elements. You know, I was always kind of interested in blasting. It's just there's so many characters, and then you have like just a handful of times you could use them. I tried to balance it out. It's kind of hard with release times and stuff. But that said, let's go ahead, come in here, see if I remember how to actually do an introduction. It has been a long time. So I think collection's where we want to go, then Spyro's head. Alright. 24 now for the fire elements. That puts it second place to Magic, actually. That's interesting. 182 overall, I believe. But we'll come in here. Scroll all the way to the end, I believe. Where's regular Fire Kraken? We must have passed him. I am tired, so there's regular Fire Kraken, Burn to be Wild again. That is an authentic look. It's just it's not really my cup of tea. I personally prefer that, which it's funny because that's pretty much spot on with the actual figure, and then the artwork above the health meter is like green on green, which I prefer that over what you see here. Nonetheless though, Jade Fire Kraken special, Burn to be Wild. Sadly, as you know, one of the things I'm not too happy with is the artwork here. I feel like it would have been so cool if the special characters, Darks, Legendaries, Jades, Nitros, had their true form right there. But it's a minor detail, you know, you're probably in a time crunch, etc. So that said, the bio for Jade Fire Kraken. Raised on a small jade island surrounded by a vast green ocean of fire, Jade Fire Kraken was the swiftest, most agile warrior his tribe had ever seen. And when a fleet of Jade Fire Troll ships arrived to steal the legendary Jaded Burning Heart, a huge elemental crystal that fueled the Jade Fiery Seas, Jade Fire Kraken leapt into action. Using a magical jade staff to control his natural ability to wield jaded fire, he set the mighty ships ablaze, forcing the trolls to a hasty retreat. Having saved the jaded burning heart as well as his jaded homeland. That's really not accurate there. Anyway, Jade Fire Kraken soon joined the Skylanders, where he knew his skills would help those in need and add some green translucency. Translucency, don't even think that's a word, but it sounds kind of good. So, I try to kind of spice things up a little bit for you, but you can read along on the screen, whatever floats your boat. We'll go ahead and back out of here. Back out of there. Now we come to Skylander. We're going to go to
Burning the candle
stats.
at both ends.
Ooh. I don't know. I think the figure looks better than that. I don't really like the, like, forest green fading to lime green almost to a white. I could have done with just like a straight up green, but I don't know. That's just me. Max health 260, speed 43, armor 18, critical hit 9, elemental power. We're up plus 63 from 25, sitting at 88. Back out of here. We're gonna go 2 upgrades. Yeah, I kind of hate going through these on you, especially since we'll upgrade him soon. But what I showcased, the primary attack, Sparkling Strikes, I think it was the 34 to 51. Press Y to swing the Sparkler Staff, damaging nearby enemies. Dragon Parade, that'll be his tertiary. You know what? That actually looks green there. But I had someone leave a comment earlier that they were sad that the animations weren't recolored, so I don't know. I'll have to buy it and see. I think I'm just going to read the title of these to you because, again, here in a couple of videos we will be going through this in mass detail. Glow Stick, Rising Fountain. His 2 paths, you can do the Rising Charge kind of with the Sparkler Stick and Finale, or you can do Dragon Parade. It's the one I always hear people talking about. Year of the Dragon, Dragon Candles. I wonder if that's like a homage to Spyro there. Anyway, Dance of Dragons. Bottom end, start the show. That was doing 10 to 15. A up to 3 times. Show off, that actually kind of looks cool. It's one of the ones I'm looking forward to getting. Cracking up, props on the name there, the big one. 2 paths, you get the general idea. Again, I feel like at this point in time, you know, it's just more efficient use of our time to do some cool stuff. So, quests, the first 6 are pretty generic. Defeat 1,000 enemies, eat 15 pieces of fruit, win 10 PvP, don't take damage. Reach leveled. If you're like me, and maybe Fire Kraken doesn't like wow you with his base abilities, you know, or looks or unique stuff, go ahead, play with the guy, get the money, fully upgrade him, and at that point in time, once you've picked your path, you've added your soul gems, wow pals where applicable, you will probably like the character. Even if they're not your favorite, you will find them useful, you will appreciate them, and hopefully then you go on, get them up to level 20. So I am a fan of that. Elementalist, again, 7,500 elemental bonus damage. Fire specific that really matter. Defeat a total of 25 ice golems from Mega Melter. Bombardier, defeat a total of 30 enemies with bombs. And the most important one is Jade Fire Kraken solo quest. Don't rain on my parade. Knock back enemies 10 times with 1 use of your parade ability. So that is that, I believe. We've pretty well covered everything here. So what I want to do, since he is special, we're going to go ahead and do a little extra bonus content with this guy for you. That's one of the other reasons I breezed through there. Didn't tell you at the time I want it to be just for the people that stick around. Seems like he flies slow. I don't know. Maybe it's, I haven't played the game in a while or something. We're going to come in here eventually. Man, I'm used to like upgrading people now and like getting the speed perks. You know, this is, I guess, like back to square one. Something that I do every time I play the game. I clear out the chests, the money. I take my tech Skylanders to open those lock. It really makes a lot of people not like those lock puzzles, which is a shame. I thought Shock and Bolt were pretty cool, but when each tech Skylander has to do that 25 times, it's a bit nuts. You know. It takes some serious time. 10 times a piece, totally different story. 25 is a bit extreme. Since he is fire type, it's very fitting Fire Kraken. We can do this. Any fire element guy can do that, and then like characters like Spyro that can spit fire, you can activate the fireworks. Otherwise, like if we're up here with Gill Grunt, Roller Brawl, someone like that, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Alright, so here we merrily go, very slowly. Let's see here. What I like about this is you get really cool angles on the characters. If he had more than those 2 attacks, it'd be even neater. But like the guys that have projectile attacks, if you've ever wondered like what those actually look like, you can come in here and get a really cool, unique perspective. At least I like it. I don't know that everyone does. But we'll stroll our merry little way through here. I've always wondered if there's some way to grab every coin in here. It seems like you have to pick your poison, particularly there at the start, you know, but something I may investigate later. Again, if you do have a projectile character, you get really cool looks at them. So keep that in mind if you're bored or you're unaware of that. Right there below us, I think I made a standalone video for this, but that's kind of a tribute to the old Super Mario World, my favorite game. If you think, what are those coins there for? It looks like exclamation points. In front of that is VV, that's Vicarious Visions. I actually sent an email to the guys about that. I never heard back. I kind of thought that would be something, you know, they'd be like, oh, you know, someone noticed it, that's awesome. You know, and that was way back in the day. He's got pretty good range on those jumps. A lot of times characters cannot get those coins, you know, without like using the mushrooms. So props to Jade Fire Kraken there. Now, I said we'd do some bonus content. At this point in time, you're probably sick of it. Let's see what this is first. Haunted Hump Day. Scare up some excitement with Grim Creeper. Take advantage of bonus health today. So what do we get? Plus 50. Okay. Don't think we'd need it, but we're going to come in here 2 level select. I just like to do this as opposed to talking to Snaggle Scale. Solo survival. Let's just go in here to Super Hungry Gobble Pods. Again, I don't have to do this, but he is a special character, and I do want to kind of make this. I think this is probably going to be our last character introduction. It's almost 5 AM. I'm not really thinking clearly, but as best I know, I believe that will be the kid, unless there's like someone I skipped somehow, you know. But I feel like we've done
Super Hungry Gobble
so.
Pods.
All I have, obviously, primary and secondary, so it's not going to be like super exciting. But again, check out that Jade Fire Kraken above the health meter. I really like that. The 310, of course, that's because we got plus 50, so you know, we're just going to come through here. Do I plan to record the bonus mission maps, all that stuff? Yes. I want to do this upgrade sessions first, and then I'll probably, unless there's like one that's like really, like there's something, I don't know, maybe the Dirt Seas or something, I'd like to use Terraform. I probably am going to use exclusively Newlanders, and then of course, the swappers probably pretty much non-stop in all the bonus content stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm going to actually take the time to do the swap zones. I mean, you've technically seen them in the gameplay. It's something I can do. If you want to see it, let me know. It'd kind of be like some little marathon run through them all or something. Oh, okay, the cage is sometimes I like to let those guys eat them because then I get the gold. It just kind of depends. He is at least quick enough to chase this guy down, so you can go ahead and eat all of the food, the cash, what have you. I would recommend leaving some on this next stage, and that way if you do take damage somehow. I'm surprised, I don't think he has taken a hit yet, which is somewhat surprising. His attack is not the fastest. But he's doing pretty well here. I'm trying to use a mix-up of the primary and secondary. I can't remember who it was. It was one time late at night, and I actually killed one of the shielded guys as he came from the ledge. It was someone with a projectile. I can't think who it was. But it was pretty dead. And sometimes you want to get that gold before the indestructible cages come. I've had issues just several times where it wouldn't actually work. So. And those Dreeble Heavers, they do have pretty good range with those things. They do much cover. So keep that in mind. I don't think he's taking a hit. Well, never mind. He's taking one hit at least. So. Kill this guy and break the cage. I like to do that just because you get like the extra points, I think. Didn't look like we did there. I dropped past that.
Bonus stage.
There's our food thief. You want to leave a little bit here in case you do take damage. So, I'll just leave that until the shielded triggers come in.
Indestructible cages have appeared.
Let's try to use his secondary attack. I think this is it. I mean, we got all the swappers. Very well, there could be like something kind of like an unannounced thing, like silver sprocket. Who knows, maybe some retailer will be like, wait, we need to do this. Amazon, I guess, didn't have anything this year, which is kind of strange when they did the gold frames thing. The air guys are going to have some trouble with fire. But, short of something like that, I feel like this would be everybody. So, that's kind of a small accomplishment there. Now we have to go through, do all these SWAT combinations and all that miscellaneous stuff. I've had a lot of people be like, oh, your quartermaster rank is so low, what's up with that? Well, I do everything blind. If I go in and play all the bonus mission maps, I know what's going to happen in them, and then whenever you watch them, I breeze through them, with no difficulty, no challenges, anything like that. So, I honestly prefer blind playthroughs. It makes it more interesting. If I go through there and do something really stupid, it's the same thing you did when you first went through. You can kind of relate to that. I think people just generally wider appeal. So, all we have to do now is not take damage here. We should take care of one of his quests not to take damage. Finish it in the secondary. There we go. Even got the XP that time. So. What did we score? 42? That's not too bad for box stock character, I don't think. So, that's that. I would go back to Woodboro with you. There's really no point in it. We took care of his quest there. So now just, 9 more or something like that? I don't know. But that is that. That is Jade Fire Kraken. We introduced him. We covered his background story, gave you a custom version there. We covered his stats. We went through the quests real quickly, kind of poorly went through his upgrades. Again, just give me like 10 or 12 videos and we're going to be fully upgrading this guy. That's when I'll go into detail. You'll see the painstaking upgrade by upgrade, damage number by damage number, so I don't feel too bad about doing that to you. And then we came in here, you got to see him walk around a little bit, got to take him through the fountain, get some extra cash. Now we got him up to level 4 through the first little solo survival deal here, so kind of did something special with him. It's the last introduction as best I know at 5 in the morning, and he's a special character, whether you like him or not. He is Jade Fire Kraken. He's unique, and I felt like we should do something to honor that. So, that said, as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. I've still got some Trap Team E3 news coming out. The really cool stuff you don't want to miss there. The upgrades, we got those going down. The Tech Undead and Water coming up, and then, of course, I'll backstep for Fire Kraken and Jade Fire Kraken. And then, like I said, I'll probably start going through doing the other stuff. Have some other things in the works, Mario Kart 8, all that jazz. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. I'm going to get this video rendering and go to bed, and then I'll wake up and start it uploading unless something crazy's happened. And that's it. Again, thank you for watching, and I will catch you back here next time.